So this is just a video talking about noise floor and making sure that we really get a good example of it. So I have my gain like maxed out on this Shure SM7B, and I have my AC fan unit going. I have no filters on except for the limiter and then just like a little gain boost. So right now it's going to be really loud, but we're going to get quiet in a second here. But let's take a look at that. Take a look at in the recording when I'm quiet. I'm not talking. That is up to minus 42. Minus 42 dB full scale of noise. Is there any way that I can reduce this? Well, I can reduce it by turning off my AC. That reduced a lot of the noise. That's awesome. But there's going to be other noise in here. It's going to be bleed from my headphones, my computer fan. What else can I do to reduce the noise? Well, I can actually point my microphone in a position that is going to point the dead zone to my computer. Let's do that. Minus 48. That's awesome. Again, max gain right now. Let's go ahead and set the gain properly. So I'm not peaking the microphone. I'm actually around minus 12 or so, which is, that is where we like it, honestly. But we don't want to boost it right now. We want to boost it later. So I'm going to turn off the compression. And then I'm going to lower the gain. So now my gain is at, we're looking at minus 24. But this is just assuming, this is how loud I normally speak. So minus 24. Let's go ahead. Let's pretend that this is as loud as I'm going to get. We're aiming for minus 18 on average, right? So we're going to raise that a little bit. We're going to raise that to around where we're looking at minus 18. Oh, I just noticed I had a pad on. That pad that I had on to accommodate for a louder gain, but then I thought I might need less of it or whatever. That's actually going to also increase my noise. Let's turn that off. There we go. That looks about right. Yeah. Now, the number isn't minus 10 of what I had on my device here. I'm actually now at 53 dB of gain. And we're averaging around minus 18. Now, pay attention to just that hiss when I'm quiet. That's crazy. Now, let's open up an EQ, a real-time analyzer, right here. This RTA, and I'm just going to show you with the proper gain, the noise floor of my room is like minus 12. And then as soon as I start speaking, my peak of my fundamentals, so that's going to be the lowest peak that you see right here, that is hitting around plus 6. So now that is just proper gain staging. That is not fooling around with the pad on my preamp or changing the digital trim or introducing a compressor a little too early on in the stage. That is just using the right mic position, turning a few things off in my room, and it's almost dead silent. How about we introduce a expander gate? Let's put that in there. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put that in. Silence. Gone. I disappear. That's crazy. How about we introduce that compressor again? Nice. What's awesome is you're going to hear the noise floor in the background of my voice raise up, but it's only when I talk because that gate is fine-tuned to this gain level. That's great. Now I want even more noise reduction or whatever. Well, that's going to be what I'm going to be doing for a majority of the voices. So that's my domain. I'll take care of that. But this right here, we're not necessarily going to need a gate all the time. It's nice to have a compressor on the voice, but that's going to be more for flavor and for you to experiment with. But as you can just see, I can now add that processing after the gain was set correctly, my room was tuned to some extent. It won't be foam that I'm adding. I'm just trying to reduce as much things that are noisy in my proximity and using the dead spot of my mic. If I pointed my microphone at my computer, it won't be as noticeable until I raise the gain that fan really is doing a number on my recordings. So yeah, this video just covers the noise floor and improper gain staging. And what could happen even if I'm in an untreated room like this, even if I don't have the compressor or the gate, untreated room, dynamic microphone, proper gain stage, I'm able to get a pretty good, decent recording. I'm getting this right out of the box. And I have no other extra processing on the microphone. It's just a proper volume. That's it. That's all I'm doing.